Top fresher interview questions and answers in the pharmaceutical industry. Pay special attention to the middle and final questions. These are the ones companies prioritize to assess your technical knowledge. Part 1. General questions.
Can you tell us about yourself and why you chose the pharmaceutical industry?
I'm passionate about science and helping improve healthcare. I believe the pharmaceutical industry directly impacts people's lives. My skills and interests align with this field's innovative nature.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight your passion for science and healthcare. Link your skills or education directly to the pharmaceutical field. Mention a specific event or realization that sparked your interest. Show enthusiasm about contributing to patient well-being.
What do you know about good manufacturing practices, GMP?
GMP ensures products are consistently produced and controlled. It focuses on safety, efficacy, and quality. Compliance minimizes risks in pharmaceutical production.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Understand GMP as a regulatory foundation in pharmaceuticals. Emphasize its focus on safety, quality, and consistency. Relate GMP principles to real-world production scenarios. Show awareness of global standards like WHO or FDA GMP.
Explain the difference between quality control and quality assurance.
QA ensures processes and systems meet quality standards. QC involves testing final products for quality. QA is process-focused. QC is product-focused.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Clarify the distinction between process-focused QA and product-focused QC. Use examples to show how they complement each other. Emphasize their collective role in ensuring high-quality products. Be concise and precise in your differentiation.
What do you understand by the term SOP, Standard Operating Procedure?
SOPs provide step-by-step instructions for tasks. They ensure consistency and compliance. Following SOPs reduces errors and ensures quality.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Explain SOPs as a tool for ensuring consistency in processes. Highlight their role in minimizing errors and meeting compliance. Relate SOPs to quality, safety, and operational efficiency. Stress the importance of following them strictly.
Why are you interested in working for our company?
Your company has a strong reputation in the industry. I'm inspired by your innovative approach to healthcare solutions. I want to contribute to your impactful work.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Research the company's mission and recent achievements. Align their values with your career goals. Mention specific aspects that attract you, like innovation or reputation. Show how your skills can add value to their work.
What is the role of a pharmacist in the pharmaceutical industry?
A pharmacist ensures drugs are safe and effective. They contribute to development, manufacturing, and quality control. Their expertise supports regulatory compliance and patient safety.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Highlight their role in ensuring drug safety and efficacy. Mention their contributions to development, manufacturing, and QC. Discuss their expertise in regulatory compliance. Relate the pharmacist's role to improving patient outcomes.
How would you ensure compliance with regulatory requirements in production?
GMP and adhering to SOPs. Regular training and audits help ensure compliance. Documentation of processes is also critical.
Pro tips to answer this question. Show knowledge of adhering to GMP and SOPs. Highlight the role of regular training and audits. Mention the importance of thorough documentation. Stress proactive measures to identify and address gaps.
What is your understanding of the term validation in the pharmaceutical context?
Validation confirms processes consistently produce desired results. It ensures compliance with regulatory standards. It minimizes risks in manufacturing and quality.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Define validation as ensuring consistent, high-quality outcomes. Relate validation to regulatory compliance and patient safety. Highlight the significance of process and method validation. Provide an example, like validating a manufacturing process.
How do you ensure the integrity of data in your work?
By maintaining accurate, complete, and secure records. Using electronic systems with audit trails. Regularly reviewing data for consistency and compliance.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Emphasize the importance of accurate and secure records. Mention using validated systems with audit trails. Highlight regular data reviews to ensure compliance. Stress the importance of maintaining confidentiality and accuracy.
What do you know about CGMP, current good manufacturing practices?
CGMP ensures updated, globally accepted standards are followed. It focuses on continuous improvement in processes. It aims to ensure product safety and efficacy.
Pro tips to answer this question. Define CGMP as an updated approach to quality and safety. Highlight its emphasis on continuous improvement, related to ensuring global standards and patient trust. Provide an example of how CGMP improves processes. Part 2. Quality assurance and quality control.
How would you prepare a deviation report in a QA department?
Record the deviation details clearly and accurately. Include root cause analysis and corrective actions. Ensure the report follows SOPs and regulatory requirements.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Understand deviation as any departure from set procedures. Highlight the importance of accurate root cause analysis. Mention the role of corrective and preventive actions, CAPA. Ensure alignment with SOPs and regulatory standards.
What is the purpose of a batch manufacturing record, BMR?
It documents all manufacturing details for a batch. BMR ensures traceability and compliance. It helps in investigating deviations or complaints.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight traceability as its primary function. Emphasize its role in compliance and audits. Relate it to investigating complaints or deviations. Show awareness of its critical elements, like signatures and timings.
What is the significance of calibration in quality control?
Calibration ensures equipment accuracy. It minimizes errors during testing and analysis. Regular calibration ensures consistent product quality.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Explain calibration ensures equipment accuracy and reliability. Mention its role in reducing measurement errors. Highlight the importance of maintaining calibration logs. Stress regular calibration schedules to meet quality standards.
What is CAPA, and why is it important in the pharmaceutical industry?
CAPA stands for Corrective and Preventive Action. It addresses root causes to prevent recurrence. CAPA ensures continuous improvement and compliance.
Pro tips to answer this question. Define CAPA as addressing root causes to prevent recurrence. Emphasize its role in quality improvement and compliance. Highlight its importance in regulatory audits. Provide examples like resolving equipment or process deviations.
Explain the difference between OOS, out of specification, and OOT, out of trend.
OOS refers to results outside defined limits. OT refers to results that deviate from historical trends. OS needs immediate investigation. OOT helps in trend analysis.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Use examples to differentiate OS and OOT in practical terms. Highlight OS requires immediate investigation. Mention OOT is a tool for proactive quality trend analysis. Relate both to ensuring consistent product quality.
How would you handle a batch that does not meet quality standards?
Quarantine the batch and stop its distribution. Investigate the cause of non-compliance. Implement corrective actions as per SOPs.
Pro tips to answer this question. Stress the importance of isolating the batch immediately. Mention conducting a thorough investigation per SOPs. Highlight documentation and CAPA implementation. Emphasize preventing recurrence through process improvements.
What do you know about ICH guidelines?
ICH guidelines standardize drug development and manufacturing globally. They ensure product safety, efficacy, and quality. Key areas include Q, S, E, and M guidelines.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Mention ICH as a global standard for safety, quality, and efficacy. Highlight key guidelines like Q8, pharmaceutical development. Relate it to streamlining international regulatory requirements. Provide examples of its impact, like harmonized stability studies.
What is the purpose of stability testing?
It determines the shelf life of a product. Stability testing assesses drug quality under various conditions. It ensures product safety throughout its life cycle.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight stability testing determines shelf life and storage conditions. Mention its importance for maintaining product safety and efficacy. Relate it to compliance with ICH guidelines. Provide examples of stress testing under various conditions.
How do you define the term critical process parameter?
It's a parameter affecting product quality directly. Monitoring it ensures consistent manufacturing performance. Examples include temperature and pressure in production.
Pro tips to answer this question. Define it as a parameter affecting product quality directly. Mention monitoring ensures consistency in manufacturing. Provide examples like mixing time or temperature. Relate it to process validation and control.
What is a process validation protocol?
It's a document outlining validation activities. It includes objectives, methods, and acceptance criteria. It ensures processes meet predetermined quality standards.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Explain it documents objectives, methods, and acceptance criteria. Highlight its role in ensuring process reproducibility. Mention aligning with regulatory guidelines. Provide examples like validating tablet compression processes. Part 3. Microbiology and Sterility.
What do you know about sterility testing?
It ensures a product is free from viable microorganisms. It is mandatory for sterile pharmaceutical products. Common methods include membrane filtration and direct inoculation.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Highlight its importance in ensuring products are microorganism-free. Mention regulatory requirements for sterile products. Emphasize commonly used methods like membrane filtration. Stress adherence to aseptic techniques during testing.
How do you ensure aseptic conditions in a clean room?
By maintaining strict gowning procedures, using HEPA filters for air filtration, regular cleaning and monitoring of the cleanroom environment.
Pro tips to answer this question. Mention strict adherence to gowning and hygiene protocols. Highlight the role of HEPA filters in maintaining air quality. Emphasize regular cleaning schedules and environmental monitoring. Stress training and compliance with cleanroom standards.
What are endotoxins and why are they significant in pharmaceuticals?
Endotoxins are toxic substances from gram-negative bacteria. They can cause severe reactions in patients if present in drugs. Testing ensures injectable products are endotoxin-free.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Define endotoxins as toxins from gram-negative bacteria. Highlight their potential to cause severe patient reactions. Mention testing methods like LAL or rabbit pyrogen test. Relate to injectable product safety and compliance.
What is the purpose of microbial limit testing?
It ensures products meet acceptable microbial quality standards. It tests for specific microorganisms and total microbial count. This is crucial for non-sterile pharmaceutical products.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Mention it ensures non-sterile products meet microbial quality standards. Highlight testing for total microbial count and specific pathogens. Relate it to product safety for oral or topical applications. Emphasize following pharmacopeal guidelines during testing.
Explain the difference between disinfectants, antiseptics, and sterilants.
Disinfectants kill microbes on non-living surfaces. Antiseptics are used on living tissues to reduce microbes. Sterilants eliminate all forms of microbial life.
Pro tips to answer this question. Mention disinfectants are used on surfaces to kill microorganisms. Highlight antiseptics are applied to living tissues to reduce microbes. Define sterilants as agents that eliminate all microbial life. Relate their use to specific pharmaceutical environments.
What is the role of HEPA filters in the pharmaceutical industry?
HEPA filters remove airborne particles and microorganisms. They maintain cleanroom air quality. They are critical for aseptic processing.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Highlight HEPA filters remove particles and microorganisms from air. Mention their critical role in aseptic processing and cleanrooms. Emphasize regular testing and maintenance for optimal performance. Relate their efficiency to GMP compliance.
How is water quality maintained for pharmaceutical use?
By using purification processes like reverse osmosis and distillation. Regular monitoring ensures compliance with water standards. Preventive maintenance of systems avoids contamination.
Pro tips to answer this question. Mention purification methods like reverse osmosis and distillation. Highlight regular monitoring and testing for compliance. Emphasize preventive maintenance to avoid contamination. Relate water quality to production and regulatory standards.
What is the difference between aerobic and anaerobic organisms?
Aerobic organisms require oxygen to grow. Anaerobic organisms grow without oxygen. Both types are tested in microbiological analysis.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Define aerobic organisms as requiring oxygen for growth. Mention anaerobic organisms thrive in oxygen-free environments. Highlight the significance of testing both types in pharmaceuticals. Relate to sterility and microbial contamination prevention.
How do you test for the presence of pyrogens in a sample?
By performing the Limulus amebicide lysate LAL test. Alternatively, the rabbit pyrogen test can be used. Both methods ensure product safety for injections.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Mention common methods like the LEL and rabbit pyrogen test. Highlight testing is essential for injectable product safety. Emphasize following Pharmacopoeia guidelines for pyrogen testing. Relate test outcomes to regulatory compliance and patient safety.
Explain the principle of autoclaving.
Autoclaving uses steam under pressure to sterilize. It kills microorganisms including spores. Typical conditions are 121 degrees and 15 psi for 15 minutes.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Define autoclaving as using steam under pressure to sterilize. Highlight typical conditions: 121 degrees Celsius at 15 psi for 15 minutes. Mention its effectiveness in killing microorganisms, including spores. Relate autoclaving to GMP and cleanroom requirements. Part 4. Production.
What do you understand about granulation in tablet manufacturing?
It's the process of forming granules for better compression. Granulation improves flowability and content uniformity. It's a key step in solid dosage form production.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Define granulation as forming granules to improve compression. Mention its importance for flowability and uniformity. Relate it to producing high-quality solid dosage forms. Highlight techniques like wet and dry granulation.
What is the difference between wet granulation and dry granulation?
Wet granulation uses a liquid binder. Dry granulation uses pressure to form granules. Wet granulation is more common for heat-sensitive drugs.
Pro tips to answer this question. Mention wet granulation uses a liquid binder to form granules. Highlight dry granulation relies on pressure to compact materials. Emphasize suitability based on heat sensitivity of ingredients. Relate to cost-effectiveness and product requirements.
How do you ensure uniform mixing during tablet production?
By using validated mixing equipment. Monitoring blending time and mixing speed. Conducting homogeneity testing ensures uniformity. CIP cleans equipment without disassembly.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Highlight the use of validated equipment for blending. Mention monitoring critical parameters like mixing time. Emphasize conducting homogeneity tests. Relate to producing consistent batches.
What is a clean-in-place CIP process, and how does it work?
CIP cleans equipment without disassembly. It uses automated cycles with detergents and rinsing agents. It ensures hygiene and reduces downtime in production.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Define CIP as automated cleaning of equipment without disassembly. Highlight its importance for hygiene and efficiency. Mention using detergents and rinsing agents in cycles. Relate to reducing downtime and ensuring compliance.
What do you know about coating techniques used in tablet production?
Techniques include film coating, sugar coating, and enteric coating. Coatings improve drug stability and patient compliance. They can also control drug release profiles.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Mention common techniques like film, sugar, and enteric coating. Highlight coatings improve stability and patient compliance. Relate coatings to controlling drug release profiles. Emphasize quality control during coating processes.
Explain the importance of process validation in production.
It ensures processes consistently produce quality products. Validation identifies and controls critical parameters. It's mandatory for regulatory compliance.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight validation ensures consistent and quality output. Mention its role in identifying and controlling critical parameters. Relate it to GMP compliance and product reliability. Provide examples like equipment qualification.
How do you ensure the weight uniformity of tablets?
By calibrating equipment regularly, monitoring tablet weight during production, conducting in-process checks at defined intervals.
Quick hacks to answer this question like a professional's. Mention calibrating equipment to maintain accuracy. Highlight conducting in-process checks during production. Relate weight uniformity to meeting Pharmacopoeia standards. Emphasize preventive measures for equipment malfunctions.
What are critical parameters monitored during the compression process?
Tablet weight, hardness and thickness, compression force and machine speed, uniformity of granule flow to avoid defects.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight tablet weight, hardness, and thickness. Mention monitoring compression force and granule flow. Relate critical parameters to avoiding product defects. Emphasize regular equipment checks and maintenance.
What is the role of excipients in drug formulations?
Excipients improve drug stability and manufacturability. They enhance the taste and delivery of drugs. Examples include binders, fillers, and lubricants.
Pro tips to answer this question. Mention excipients improve drug stability and manufacturability. Highlight their role in enhancing patient compliance. Relate excipients to controlling drug release and absorption. Provide examples like binders, fillers, and lubricants.
How is contamination avoided during production?
By maintaining cleanroom conditions and following GMP, using dedicated equipment for specific products.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Highlight maintaining cleanroom conditions and following GMP. Mention using dedicated equipment for specific products. Emphasize staff training and hygiene monitoring. Relate to conducting regular environmental testing. Part 5. Regulatory and documentation.
What is the role of regulatory authorities like the FDA or EMA?
Regular training and monitoring of staff. They ensure drug safety, efficacy, and quality. They approve new drugs and monitor compliance. Regular training and monitoring of
Key strategies to respond to this question. Highlight their responsibility for ensuring drug safety, efficacy, and quality. Mention their role in approving new drugs and manufacturing processes. Emphasize post-market surveillance and monitoring compliance. Relate their work to maintaining public health and industry standards.
Why is documentation so critical in the pharmaceutical industry?
It ensures traceability and compliance. Documentation supports audits and investigations. It's essential for maintaining data integrity.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Highlight documentation ensures traceability and accountability. Mention its role in supporting regulatory audits and investigations. Relate to maintaining data integrity and product compliance. Emphasize its importance in avoiding errors and deviations.
What do you understand by the term DMF, Drug Master File?
DMF contains detailed information about a drug's production. It's submitted to regulatory agencies for approval. It ensures confidentiality of proprietary information.
Pro tips to answer this question. Mention DMF contains confidential details about drug manufacturing. Highlight its submission to regulatory bodies for review. Emphasize its role in protecting proprietary information. Relate it to ensuring smooth approval processes.
What is the purpose of a Site Master File, SMF?
SMF describes the manufacturing facility and operations. It's used during regulatory inspections. It ensures transparency and compliance.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Highlight SMF describes a facility's operations and capabilities. Mention its importance during regulatory inspections. Emphasize transparency in manufacturing and quality processes. Relate it to GMP compliance and efficient audits.
Explain the difference between a dossier and a submission.
A dossier is a comprehensive drug-related document. A submission is the act of sending it to regulatory authorities. Dossiers form the basis of regulatory approvals.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Define a dossier as a comprehensive set of drug-related documents. Highlight a submission involves sending the dossier to regulators. Mention dossiers are critical for product approvals. Relate to ensuring a systematic approach to compliance.
What is the significance of audit trails in pharmaceutical documentation?
Audit trails track changes to data and records. They ensure transparency and prevent data tampering. They are crucial for regulatory compliance.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight audit trails track changes to records and data. Mention their role in preventing data tampering. Emphasize their importance for transparency and compliance. Relate to ensuring regulatory standards are met.
How do you stay updated on changes in pharmaceutical regulations?
By following regulatory websites and updates, attending industry seminars and webinars, reading industry journals and newsletters.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight following updates from regulatory websites like FDA and EMA. Mention attending industry webinars and training sessions. Emphasize networking with industry professionals. Relate to subscribing to relevant journals and newsletters.
What do you know about GAMP5 guidelines?
GAMP5 ensures computerized systems meet quality standards. It emphasizes risk-based approaches. It applies to software and automated systems in pharma.
Pro tips to answer this question. Highlight GMP5 ensures computerized systems meet quality standards. Mention its emphasis on risk-based approaches. Relate its application to software validation in pharma. Emphasize its importance in maintaining data integrity.
What is a Certificate of Analysis, COA?
COA certifies that a product meets quality standards. It lists test results for key parameters. It's issued for each batch of products.
Essential guidance for responding to this question. Mention COA certifies a product meets predefined quality standards. Highlight it includes test results for specific parameters. Relate to ensuring batch compliance before distribution. Emphasize its role in product traceability and assurance.
How would you prepare for a regulatory audit?
By ensuring all documentation is complete and accurate. Conducting internal audits to identify gaps. Training staff on regulatory requirements.
Key strategies to respond to this question. Highlight ensuring documentation is accurate and complete. Mention conducting internal audits to identify gaps. Emphasize training staff on audit protocols and regulatory requirements. Relate to maintaining readiness and confidence during inspections.